Hey, what is up you guys? Y'all already know who it is. It is the biggest bird on the block, FC, aka Fried Chicken. Recently, CIG has made some minor adjustments to the Ripper SMG in starcitizen 4.1.1. The adjustments are very minor, but today we're going to see if this weapon is actually viable in a combat sense if you're happening to do any type of close quarters combat in the game. Let's start this video off with typical fried chicken seasoning by reading this firearm's item description. Scrapped together from whatever parts and pieces were available, the Ripper SMG can probably do enough damage to get you out of a tight spot. Just be ready for things to get messy. So, not much of an item description for this little firearm. Now, the main reason why I actually wanted to cover the Ripper SMG is because I haven't really seen anyone actually cover this firearm. No one ever uses it in the verse, and I kind of know why. It's really lackluster. It does have the cool factor, you know, it is a laser pointer on steroids, but no one's covering it and no one uses it. So I said, what the heck? Also, CIG gave the gun a little bit of update as well, as we are now able to use attachments with this firearm. We are now able to attach a scope and a laser pointer to the laser pointer on steroids. But now, let's hop in the checkmate station's contested zones in the PTU to see if the Ripper SMG is now a viable choice to use in those close quarter combat scenarios. Let's jump right into it. Right off the bat, the Ripper SMG does seem like it is a little more fun to use in these contested zones, mainly because the laser is actually able to reach NPCs since its firing range has been boosted. Even though the firing range of this SMG has been risen, so has its recoil, which makes it a little harder to shoot at your enemies. Plus, the laser itself is so blindingly bright, it makes it hard or near impossible to see your target who is standing right in front of you. So, if you have a laser pointer equipped to this SMG, I suggest firing from the hip. Again, it is a struggle to see the enemy right in front of me just because of how bright the laser actually is. The only places I would actually recommend you to ever bring the Ripper SMG would be places like the contested zones, or if you're going to be doing one of the missions that requires you to board a big ship like the Polaris or Idris, mainly because you're going to have tight corridors, really close quarters combat, where this firearm will excel. Just like the Voltec Quartz SMG, this thing does deal a good amount of damage if you are within its optimal firing range. It can even down the heavy armored NPCs in the zones pretty quickly as well. Since the update for the Ripper SMG, the damage drop-off rate is very noticeable if you're actually even able to reach your target at all if you're not within those 35 meters. Now, if you are within that 35 meters, but just at the tip, you're not going to deal hardly any damage at all with the Ripper SMG. You're quite literally tickling him from a distance, causing next to no damage at all. As you just saw, I was barely even hurting these NPCs at all, and these are the lighter armored NPCs, just to give you reference. Again, I keep saying it over and over that this thing is hard to shoot with, mainly because you just can't see the target. It's so bright. As this thing starts to heat up and spool, it just gets increasingly brighter and brighter. Overall, at the end of the day, the update does not update much about the Ripper SMG. It still is, in my opinion, double paper plate. It's just not that good. Yes, it is a really cool and unique weapon in the verse, but it's just not there in terms of damage. You really wouldn't use this in any viable situation except for, like I said earlier, a close quarters combat situation where everything is very tight knit. Like I said, if you're going to be on a Polaris, raiding it, a Idris, during the new 4.1.1 missions where you have to board one of those ships and run it, or running the contested zones where you're able to get real close and tight to your NPC enemies who are standing right in front of you. I've also used this thing in a PvP scenario multiple times, and this thing just does not cut through enemies' heavy armor. So my final verdict is for the Ripper SMG is have fun with it and run it if you want. Run it against NPCs just because it's a lot of fun when it comes to PvE. But when it comes to PvP style combat, just put this thing away because it's only going to tickle your enemies as players have a larger health pool versus NPCs. Again, it is nice that we are now able to attach a laser pointer and a scope to this thing. It does make it a lot easier to shoot from the hip now because now we can see where we are shooting with the laser pointer, which is really nice. I just wish CIG would really dampen the brightness of the actual laser itself because it really is blinding and it can really be detrimental to your gameplay if you're trying to shoot NPCs down, but you just can't see them. Also, currently in the PTU, there is a few other small issues with the SMG itself in the form factor of not being able to automatically reload, and for some reason the reload canisters, when you try to reload, it will sometimes happen to pop into an infinite reload glitch where you try reloading the gun, it won't reload at all. So what you got to do is repool in order to actually get that glitch to stop, then you will reload properly. And boom, that is pretty much it. That is the Ripper SMG. It's a cool little gun. The cool factor is definitely there, but it is a hit or miss depending on what style of FPS combat that you are partaking in. If you're doing PvP, make sure you get the jump on your opponents or else they will melt you. This thing does not deal just enough damage to your enemies if you're doing PvP combat. But if you're doing PvE combat, you are in luck. This thing is a delight as long as you're within that 20-meter range. Actually 22 since that's the new updated range. But other than that, it's a fun gun. I recommend you have fun with it, play with it. And since there's the T0 recovery, there's no chance you will lose it if you happen to have one. One of the main reasons why I actually sometimes enjoy running this SMG is because it does scare the living heck out of other players when you run up on them with this thing. It makes a mean noise if you're on the opposite end of the trigger. This thing is cool. Again, I recommend you all give it a try if you happen to have one in your inventory. They are pretty rare if you didn't do the fight for pyro missions, because you're not able to actually loot them in game just yet, or if I'm wrong, let me know down below. I haven't found any in any loot boxes whatsoever, but if you have, let me know down below in the comments because I'd love to know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. Make sure you slap that like button because it really does help push me up in the algorithm so more eyes are able to see me. But y'all already know who it is. It is the biggest bird in the verse, FC, aka Fried Chicken. Big Bird out.